that we do things and the new way that we will do things. And so I'm just showing you fundamentally the concept, but the actual capability of the tabletop technology is pretty massive. For somebody like me whose job it is to work with consumers and understand what do they want. So as Rebecca was saying, part of the big, I guess, drive for this project or the research center is to understand what Asian consumers want. And the only way to understand that is to give them a whole bunch of stuff and have them explain to us what they want and what they don't want. Consumers are not very good at explaining why. They're very good at telling us what they like and what they don't like. But it's really up to people like me to kind of interpret, well, why is it? Why is it? And we basically break down what they like about design. And then we take that knowledge and we design things. So simply put, that's what my job is. So the old way of doing things is we would give them lots of stimulus, like you see here. This is all packaging. This is stimulus that we use to create marvelous creations. So this is real stuff, and this is a map that we developed with consumers, really, 2 years ago when we were in the first preliminary stages of making marvelous creations. What you see on the wall over there, all the Post-it notes, that's our way of mind mapping. So we may do that with a project team, a core project team, to get an understanding of what we know already and what our gaps are in knowledge. And then we may also do a similar exercise with consumers to make sure that our hypotheses about what we think consumers want actually is true. So you'll see lots of Post-it notes, lots of paper, lots of blue goo. It takes me ages to set it up. It takes me even longer to take it down. So it's a very labor-intensive activity, but it's something we do all the time here. So it's a very common practice. The tabletop technology is simply that put in a computer so that I can actually input some of the things that are on the Post-it notes or some of the knowledge that we know ahead of time, and I can flick it up onto the wall, kind of like Minority Report. So I set it up a little bit already, so you can see that that's kind of a duplication of what we see on the table. So we have two axes, one from surprising to ordinary, one from serious to fun. And you can understand why we did that for making marvelous creations, because it had to be something more fun than usual chocolate bar, which is already kind of fun. And so what you do is, like, if I had all this information here that I got from my colleagues, I can flick it up there. There it comes. Okay? Now, there's some really boring packaging. Me? Here? Yep. So compared to all this other stuff, it's actually quite boring, isn't it? So where do you think it would fit on the quadrant?
Ordinary.
Yeah, exactly. So put it down here. So basically, simply put again, this is how you build something visually so that the project team can all at once discuss things. It's also got features like, if I wanted to talk about, if I wanted to write something about that, it's got a keyboard. So if I want to say that's boring, you get the idea. So instead of lots of paper, lots of waste, lots of time waste, this is a tool that I can use. Also, the other nice thing about this tabletop is you can have it project on as many walls as you want. So I've got it projecting up there at the moment. We will have the capability eventually to flick things from there to there. Right now it's just flicking from here up there. So go ahead, give it a try.
Can we have the names to Premier Rebecca Plains with that?
Absolutely. Go ahead, don't be afraid. I don't appreciate
Oh, hang on, look at the black hole.
That was boring, so we said
Oh, that is a black hole.
Actually, that was our most important insight.
That's one that I'd normally let me anyway.
So depending on the angle where you flick it, it goes up on that wall. And obviously, when you have an idea of how to work these sessions, you encourage people how to use it. Yes, yes. And actually, as Nicholas just said, you can use video on here as well. So I can flick video up there. It also has Google and internet capabilities. So if I wanted to do a search immediately on there, I could flick up any kind of chat group stuff, video, anything up on the wall, so it's immediately accessible.